about this feeling, baby, we're invincible.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Notts County. As always, if you're enjoying the save, drop a like on the video, that would be tremendous. Today, we're starting on the page of Saint-Etienne because I got this comment. Speaking of Saint-Etienne, any chance you could take a look at them? Coming up top of their group, Man United, Sevilla and Lazio is impressive. You're damn right it is, and apparently also, Moise Kean had an eventful night against them. They got a goal and missed 2 penalties. I did notice that on the bar when I was editing. I didn't see what it actually said, but there was a load of like greyed out stuff, and I assumed that was him missing penalties. So, Saint-Etienne, here is they. So they've got one, actually no, they've got a couple of real players. Surely that isn't. Oh no, I thought that was going to be my man Campagnaro, but it's a different guy called Campagnaro. They've also got, is that William Goebbels up top? So most of the rest is regens, as you would imagine. I want to see what they've got. We can't really see what their finishes are like either, but we can see that so far in this save, they've not finished top 3 at any point in Spain. It's been PSG all the way, apart from 1 year when Lyon broke the hegemony. Monaco getting a lot of second places. Lille have got in there a few times as well. Marseille and Bordeaux sneaking in, but it's basically been the same every single year. So it's actually very impressive that they've managed to do that. Despite never actually coming in the top 3 in France, they've managed to get to the Champions League knockouts. So that's pretty impressive. They are unfortunately 1-0 down on the first leg, though, after losing 1-0 to Benfica. But I would love to play against Benfica in the quarterfinals if we got through today. It's looking good, though. Guerra being good with both feet feels like his biggest advantage over Rincon. Yeah, I had a few people say this, and I still think that is a genuinely good reason. There was another discussion in the comments about how someone had one really good striker, but they had a better striker, attribute-wise. But the one difference that made him score less goals seemed to be that he wasn't good on both feet. And it does seem to be a huge factor in strikers this year because of the way the one-on-ones work. And I do think that's definitely a reason why Guerra's just been that little bit more consistent for us. I feel like Rincon has got all the raw ability, but I don't know, I really tried to give him his chance at the start of the year and he just didn't take it. So, a couple of things have happened in the off-camera period that have sort of forced me to reconsider my life choices. The first one is a saga of Paulo Assmann. Let me regale you. Do you remember me saying earlier this season that he'd sign a new contract, or was going to, at the end of the season? Remember that? Very important. Because it turns out that he decided that he didn't want to sign the contract that he'd already agreed to sign at the end of the season, and insisted I sell him to Manchester City. But not only that, he insisted I sell him for less than his freaking value, which is so out of nowhere for a guy that was, you know, he played a reasonable amount for us this season. It just completely came out of nowhere. City put a bid in, and I was like, well, it doesn't matter, I can reject it. Because so far in this save, if a player has agreed to sign a new contract at the end of the season, I've been able to reject any bids for them unless they've met a release clause, which no one has. I assume that's the only way it would work. And the players have never complained because they've already signed a new contract starting at the end of the year. But then he went, no, I want to leave, in spite of that agreement, obviously. But then when I went into like the reasonable evaluation bit of it, every evaluation he offered me was way less than his actual value. So that's great. So eventually he's left to go to Manchester City for £26 million, which is very, very annoying indeed. But also, hilariously, he would have been on more money if he'd stayed here because the contract he was signing would have put him on £155,000 a week. So, turns out, ass man by name, ass man by nature. Also, and I promise I'm not doing this deliberately, I actually promise that I couldn't if I tried, Sean Lancaster has gone to Crystal Palace. You remember me saying we'd had bids for him and he rejected all the club's offers, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then he rejected a new contract with us too. Palace put a bid in on the final day of January, and I was like, well, we might as well try and get rid of him. And they actually signed it. So Sean Lancaster has left to go to Crystal Palace for £9 million. It's not as much money. We had a deal with West Ham for £30 million last year, and this prick turned down the contract. But what can you do? That's life. So Sean Lancaster's gone to Crystal Palace. That makes him, I think, the 4th player now that we've sold to Crystal Palace in this save. 27-year-old Sean Lancaster. Only ever made 56 appearances for us, to be fair. Hopefully he'll have some success there, I hope. Right, some off-camera games. And would you believe there's even more stuff to talk about because I gone and done a massive goof. You'll understand how the goof happened, but it's still my fault. So straight after that fabulous result against Arsenal, we went and got beaten 3-0 at home by Liverpool and got absolutely trashed on the night, and I was livid. Unfortunately, I didn't work out why we got trashed until after the next game, which was really bad. Unfortunately, we then went up to the Etihad. Remember, we beat these guys very comfortably earlier this season and looked like to trounce them, and then we went and lost 4-1 to them when Zarko Jeremic, the guy I nearly signed all those years ago, went and scored 4 times against us. De Los Santos did score, but again, you'll notice that, where is he? iTouch did not have a good performance in either of these matches. He did get slightly better towards the end of this game, I would have to say, but there was a reason for that. So, if you cast your minds back, you may remember we played Arsenal in the last live com. We beat them 3-0 very comfortably, playing the DM system. However, in the previous match before that, we played the normal style, and I played Juan Tirso on the left-hand side. Now, due to the way that FM, I don't know, doesn't work properly, the individual instructions, the personalised instructions, I should say, that I put for Juan Tirso when he plays in that role, half the time, when you put iTouch back in the role, it doesn't change it back to a bloody inside forward. I didn't notice it during the Arsenal game because when we switched tactics, I hadn't set the instructions for that one, and it meant that he was back to being an inside forward again. So when we went into the Manchester City game, with him still in the squad, I switched it back to the other tactic, didn't pay any attention because I didn't see there would be a problem, and it turns out that he played both the Liverpool game and the City game as a bloody winger until the later stages when I noticed what had gone wrong against Manchester City, and most of our chances came after that in this game. Completely my fault for not noticing that, but my god is that shit annoying when it does that. So what I've now done is put personalised instructions on both of them, so that even though I shouldn't have to, really. But that's the way it's gone, and that really has cost us, unfortunately. As was then evidence, as we went out and smashed Middlesbrough 5-0 and had 40 shots in the next match. It's just silly mistakes in it. iTouch scored, Guerra scored, De Los Santos scored, a pair of goals for the Dagger. You also missed a penalty late on because obviously he was on a hat-trick as we smashed Middlesbrough to go through to the next round. I know it's only Borough though. Then I played a rotated team and we actually lost against Derby County. I don't think we deserved to lose. It was a very even match that we had our chances and Derby got very fortunate, but it doesn't matter because we are through to the final of the Carabao Cup, 6-2 on aggregate, but still frustrating to lose. Rincon scored a goal, which was nice. And Abakar made his debut and played bloody excellent. Thankfully, though, back in the league properly against proper sides, we were looking much, much better again, as you can see. Juan Tioso did have to play in this one, but it wasn't the end of the world. 2 goals for Guerra, 1 goal for John Carlos. We're back to winning ways with a 3-0 victory over Brighton. They barely had a chance on the night. It was great. This is what I want to see, but my God, we could have done with it against City and Liverpool. And then the clean sheets just kept coming. A 2-0 this time away at Southampton. Thomas Piszczek with an excellent goal. Ahmed iTouch with one in this one as well. Excellent performance from him. Great work at the back from everybody. Piszczek's, of course, been playing quite a fair bit because Asman has, of course, left the club now. So as a result of that, Piszczek's been bumped up the pecking order, and I'm all right with that. Then things continued, this time away at Bournemouth. Quite a good performance from Bournemouth, I've got to say, but the 2-0 lead we got ourselves nice and early on through James Unger, and Jose Lelsengera, of course, did the job for us, as Yuki Mochizuki's goal late on was not, or not even late on in the second half, was not enough. We still played well. They had a lot of long shots, essentially. They did keep a decent amount of the ball, though, but that actually kind of aided them in having more long shots because they weren't able to penetrate. We then grabbed our 3rd consecutive Premier League away win, which is really, really nice. This time away at Leeds, very, very comfortable indeed. Guerra and Unger grabbing the goals. Beckhardt was a god in the midfield. The moment we switched back, we just went back to straight being absolute fire in this league, but those 6 points that we dropped really did cost us dearly. But then, unfortunately, we could not make it 4 consecutive away wins out of 4, unfortunately, as Davide Sozzi scored for Leicester City in the 54th minute. James Unger scored yet another goal to bail us out, but we weren't able to beat bottom of the league. Little bit annoying, but you're going to have it sometimes. Shit happens. You're not going to win every single match, are you? We're on a good run. And Dubois, after coming off the bench, actually did a really solid job in this match, but it wasn't quite enough to give us the opportunities we needed. So despite how good we've been lately, we are still not top of the league. We've actually now conceded more goals than Liverpool, which is very, very frustrating indeed. But that's life. They've only lost 1 game all season, so... And it wasn't to us. I can't remember who it was, probably Man United. We're 13 points above Arsenal and Chelsea, and 19 points above Manchester City. But it's the fact that we've actually thrown it away to where it is right now. We're still on for like an insanely high points tally at the moment. There's 11 games left, and we could potentially still finish on 99 points, given how good we've been. And there's a good chance of us getting pretty close to sort of 90-odd points. But we're still in it with a massive battle with Liverpool. And one thing I've really enjoyed about this save is how close our battles we've been with Liverpool. Virtually every single season we've had a crazy tight title run in with Liverpool. We've won it on goal difference, we've lost it on goal difference, they've lost it by missing a penalty on the final day after we bottled the league nearly entirely. They're away, which is perfect for us because I want to grab ourselves a nice away goal. But they had a decent group. They got 12 points in their group. They're no pushovers. So let's just quickly check their system. They are playing standard stuff. Lovely. No need for any funny business. So you'll see that I've got a personalized instruction on iTouch now, which should hopefully prevent it. Right, so it seems that if you want to use personalized instructions, you also have to personalize the instructions of the players that aren't being personalized. Otherwise it will just do that glitch. Right, so that's what we want. That's all good by me. Piszczek and Dubois in the midfield I guess is going to have to be, although really do I want... That's much more like it, yeah. Definitely that. I'm going to make sure we've got Mammy on the bench just in case. Jonathan Low Anoja Njo. He's got a triple-barreled surname where one of the barrels is just A. Where are you from, friend? A Reuben. Ha! Nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, they have changed their system. Now, very glad to put Mammy on the bench because Leeds play a shape just like this, and I found that we were a bit ineffective against it until I moved to a DM because I found that John Carlos was getting absolutely swamped here, and when I put the DM in, they were able to operate in space and just spray balls around. Because we may be strong enough to get the result anyway, and this will probably give us a bit more defensive stability, but we'll see. Unger's actually managed to stay fit for a sensible amount of matches now, and you're really starting to see the best out of him with consistent goals and assists, quite frankly. He's been phenomenal lately. And De Los Santos has done brilliantly too. He's just... He could be better than Unger, but he's just still not quite there yet. And now Unger's through straight away, and it's instantly a goal. We lead inside a minute. James Unger with his 8th goal of the season. Remy Dubois with the assist. What a perfect start to the match here in the Netherlands. We've grabbed ourselves an away goal within a minute of starting the match. Have they even touched the ball yet? I think they have. Look at this for a ball from Remy Dubois, though. Slide rule. James Unger, first time finish as well. Keeper completely wrong-footed. 1-0. Good start. Campbell. Even Guerra's winning these balls out the pitch now. Drops it back for Dubois. The space is outrageous. Eye touch. Dubois. Silva on the overlap again. Oh, what a lovely ball into his path. Whips it across. Unger again. Wow, he has to score there. That is unthinkably poor. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with the way we started, but you can see that we're not exactly pulling up trees so far. We've got the lead, but it's mostly possession-based and a lot of long shots so far. So I think we'll definitely switch over, get Mammy on at half-time, get Jean Carlos off, and just try to... Oh, no. Well defended. Well defended. Just try to change things up a little bit. Oh, okay. They're not coming to press him for some reason. We might be able to break all the way through. Dubois. Eye touch again. Look at the space for Silva. He's going to get the shot away this time. Surely? Good save again. Yeah. I don't know. I still think changes are going to be needed at half-time. Oh, so stroke of half-time. Definitely going to make the change at half-time. But I just wanted to give you some data because I'm confident that we're going to do enough. And Piszczek! Oh, and he's at the post. Eye touch, and now it's out of play. Good chance there for Piszczek. Probably should be more than a goal up here. But I want to see if we can make changes that will actually make that happen now. So you saw a lot of it went down those wide areas, which is fine, which is good. But there's a way to sort of facilitate that a little bit more, which is to get Mammy on and have at it, basically. I must say, the only team I've played this against is Leeds, and it's worked both times. But that doesn't mean that it's actually going to work against PSV. The key thing about it is when we get the ball in the more advanced positions, it will allow us to have that player set slightly deeper that can spray passes. Piszczek. We've still not looked fantastic tonight, to be fair. Silva into loads of space. He's got to find the shot, and he smashes it home. Arthur Silva, 2-0. In fairness, if there was ever a situation that was going to create a goal today, it was going to be someone doing something on that left-hand side. For whatever reason, PSV's right-back is being run absolutely wild, and I think it's because he's tracking eye touch inside. You can see how narrow he is because of eye touch, and it's allowing Silva to get right into those spaces. And I do kind of wonder if we push Silva up a little bit further and allow him to really overlap. I realise, of course, there's an inherent risk of doing that, but I'm just curious. I just want to see what happens if we finish the match off like this, because look at the space that Silva's getting. With eye touch having to constantly come in field. Unger. Fernandez. Ball across. Eye touch his head out and it's over the bar. Good chance again. Ironically, eye touch is having a very poor day, but he's essentially like a sacrificial lamb for us at the moment. Whoa, hang on. That's jumped up from a 5.9 to a 6.5, just randomly. Defensively, we've been very solid. It's all looking fairly good for us here. Piszczek. Thinks to the back post. Eye touch! Over the crossbar again. Chances have been there. Goes past two of them. Dinks it in. Unger. Rincon. Go on, one more. Really wrap this up. Silva's in again. Oh, and another good chance there for Silva at the back post. Yeah, sometimes I do manage to spot things, I guess. It happens once in a blue moon, but I'll take it. All the way through. And we're not done yet, apparently. Oh, what a ball. What a ball. Rincon's through, and it's 3-0. George Rincon in the 93rd minute makes it 3-0 away from home. That's a really nice piece of play. And in the end, we have definitely improved in this second half. Few little changes. What a touch this is from Rincon, though, to bring that out of the air and then finish off with his left foot of all things. 3-0. Perfect. I definitely think there's been a step in the right direction in some of the second half changes. We've been way more secure. Not that we weren't looking good anyway, but I definitely think this system works against that specific shape really, really well. Unger. Can he dig one out again? Surely not. Oh, nearly. Silva? Oh, it's now 4. Arthur Silva knocks it around the side for Ahmed eye touch, and we've suddenly scored... We've scored 2 goals in stoppage time. Silva with an assist this time. Eye touch with the finish. And yeah, I think we may have well spotted their weak point towards the end of this match and been able to very much exploit this. Arthur took, look at that for a little touch around the side there, and eye touch thrashes it home for his 10th of the year. We're 4-0 up away from home. It's all looking rosy, boys. This is definitely better. So what I would say is the lesson is don't be afraid to do weird things with things like wingbacks like that if you think that there's actually an opportunity to exploit holes and options in the other team's squad, basically, which is what we've done today, and I think that's the reason we've got those extra goals, really. Really, really pleased with that. Second half performance really did turn it on. Unger and Silva. Is Silva man of the match? Yes, he is, and he bloody well deserves it too. To score a goal and then set up one as well, really, really nice. 2-0 out of taken. 4-0, I will accept open-handedly. So, there we have it. That's a great result. Really, really strong performance. That's what we needed to see. I like our versatility now. I think we've got options. We have plan Bs and even Cs, potentially. So what does that mean for us? Well, we know what that means for us. It's going to be next episode. It's going to be PSV, but also going to do Wolves in the league. So we get a nice double live com in there. We've got the EFL Cup final, annoyingly, against Chelsea right now. But we just don't have enough time to actually get that into an episode. But we've done an EFL Cup final before. I don't know if we're going to win or not. It doesn't really matter to me that much, really. But then we've also got Man United in the league. Toughy. Newcastle's not going to be easy either. Bristol City should be relatively straightforward. And then we'll come back for PSV Eindhoven and Wolves. There's still a lot of things that could go wrong, but I do want to see if we can try some more experimental tactics again and really try and put our stake down. It's looking confident for us, but we still got to try and win the league too. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, drop a like on the video. That would be tremendous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Go follow over on Twitch. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. British time, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, capybara. Bye-bye.